I learned that selling options was a much better thing than buying options because you have time on your side. Yeah, what I did was I looked at this and I started sort of cruising through on the internet, and there are quite a lot of companies have sprung up all over the place, and they'll sell you courses at the drop of a hat. And I was sort of dumb enough to buy them, quite a few courses. And
don't beat yourself up about it.
Yeah.
We all do it. We all do it.
Well, but it was a good learning experience because it showed me the breadth of what options and stock trading was all about. And it's one of those things where you open a huge door and there's 5 more doors behind it. You open one of those and another 5 more doors, and it's just, you can go down a rabbit hole with all this stuff. So I was getting like 100 emails every day. And so I'd spend about 2 hours trading through all this stuff. And I decided that this can't be the way to do things. This can't be the way to do business. I need to maybe take a little bit of an interest in what's going on in the stock market, what's going on in the oil, not the oil world at this stage, in stocks, but look for something which would I could set up and leave. I didn't want to be in front of a computer all day. I tried, there are a couple of ones that I got involved with that were pretty good and they were fine. But if they started to go sideways, then you need to sit on the computer for the afternoon or babysitting your trade. And I didn't want to do this at all. So it wasn't for me. And to be honest with you, Alan, I can't remember where I first saw OptionGenius. I think it was somewhere on one of these sort of adverts that popped up, and I liked the logo. I thought, oh, the logo looks nice. so that was when I started to get involved with OptionGenius, and I saw that there is a possibility here that I wouldn't be dealing with the stock market, which was something which was so big and so massive I couldn't get my head around, and that was going to trip me up. And a lot of people fail on the stock market because they do the wrong things or they get misled or whatever. And I thought, no, I don't really like this. And I knew nothing about commodities. I didn't even know what a future was. And I decided to sign up for your course. I went through it, and I liked what I saw. I liked the simplicity of it. I learned that selling options was a much better thing than buying options because you have time on your side, and that's really, really, really important. Volatility, I've already learned about that, so I like things that are fairly volatile, and so it fitted the bill. I liked your course immensely. I liked your style, the very practical nature that you have, and how you come across as a real person who started doing this and learnt the hard way. You're not some sort of Wall Street trader who's trying to sell me a course. There's someone who's actually trying to get people to help people to stand on their own feet, and learn the business to go through the life trading options and all future options, especially sensibly. And I really liked it. So I started with just trading 1 or 2 contracts to start with, and it was working. And I thought, oh, this is nice. I like this. Yeah, I think it was during a time when oil had hit this big low, and it was bouncing back. So it was on an upward trend from the COVID sort of days. So back in 2020, was that 2 years ago? Yeah. So it was on an upward. That's when I started, just after that. So oil was on an upward trend. So it's been really good, and I've got another friend of mine involved with OptionGenius. He was interested in what I was doing, and we spent many hours in Starbucks going over options and think or swim and oil futures and stuff, and he eventually has got involved as well. Another airline pilot who's also just retired prematurely and taking another job. So exactly the same. So he might be one of the pilots you're talking about.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. So, okay, so you've been doing it for roughly around 2 years now.
Yeah.
How have you been doing? Like, have you set a goal, or how do you approach your trading?
Okay, well, I approach my trading on a very much a launch and leave process. I don't want to day trade. I can't really do that. And I don't want to do that. I want to be able to look at something. As in your course, you mentioned, like, I think 35 days ahead, you look and you launch you sell your
position,
put or call, your position, you open your position, and then you basically monitor it. I realized fairly early on that I could make a bit of money by if the option went in the right direction, the option would gain value. I could cash it in and then take out another one. But I realized also that the fees involved of trade, just the trading fees, were really building up. It was making quite a difference to what I was doing. I was spending a lot of money. Think or Swim were making a lot of money out of me, TD. So I looked at it, I thought, well, what I'd really like to do is to take out a position which is so far out of the money that it's, unless there's an absolute disaster, it's not going to be hit. Now, that will reduce my risk considerably. It will reduce my profit considerably.
Yes.
But I have quite a large account, and I have a goal in mind of how much money I need to sort of live.
So it's a dollar amount that you aim for every month?
Yeah, it's a dollar amount I aim for every month in terms of US dollars converted to Canadian dollars, obviously. But also, I have a small pension from the Royal Air Force, and I should be getting a state pension this year. So I've got quite a nice income coming in there. So I don't want to shoot for the moon. I don't need to shoot for the moon. That's my position. You know, I'm sort of debt free. I'm retired. I'm 65 years old, debt free. Thank God. So I've achieved that. So I just need a nice income for us to live a good lifestyle.
Wonderful.
So I have a goal in mind, and I tend to aim for a little bit more than that. And if I fall short, fine, I don't care.
Okay. And on a percentage basis, so now you said you have a decent sized account. So what percentage of that account are you trying to make every month?
I am aiming for around about between 5 and 6%.
Okay.
That's all. That's all.
That's a lot.
Sure. I mean, it's fantastic.
What, over 60% a year. Yeah. So that's
it's
a pretty good
amazing.
amount.
It's amazing. Yeah. And I don't mind if it's less than that. Obviously, if it's 3%, great. Some people they're shooting for 10%, but they are probably not sleeping very well at night. They're worried about their positions and this, that, and the other. I realized fairly early on that oil generally it can move quite a lot.
Yes.
But it often retraces the next day, where it'll go down a couple of dollars, and then the next day it'll go up $1. And you might even have a couple of days where it goes down $2. The next day it goes down $2, and you're thinking, "Oh my God, it's all going to hell." And sure enough, 2 days later, it's back up to where it was. I guess I spend probably less than 10 minutes a day.
10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, tops. And that's just reading through the email, I just get a flavor of what's going on. I check my position maybe once or twice a day. That takes 30 seconds. If I'm happy with it, that's it. I'm done until tomorrow.
Wonderful. And then, so over the past, since you started, 2 years ago, how many months have you hit your goal?
Oh, every single month.
Oh, every month. No losses.
I think I took maybe 1 month. I think I just about broke even, but that was me being stupid. I think oil, that was when I was in the early learning stage, and oil came down $2, and then the next day it came down $2, and it was sort of like $6 away from my position, but I sort of panicked and I sold my position at a loss. I then got back in again, got the money back. So I think there was 1 month where I didn't actually make any money. Every other month has been a coconut. Oh, it was instantaneous. I think I made money in the first month.
Okay, so you jumped right in.
Yeah, I jumped straight in. I'm not a great believer in simulated trades. I think they do have their place. The problem is that you're not dealing with real money. So you can lull yourself into a false sense of security, especially if you're making money on a simulated account. So I threw myself straight in with cash in TD, and I took out a limited number of contracts, obviously, to start with, to see how it all worked, and then I built it up from there.
Okay.
So again, I used your rules about size of trading account, all that